Congratulations, Coach. Sure, it looks good on you. Big win today. We've got a few questions for you from the media. Our first one will come from Jacob Unruh. Jacob, you can go ahead whenever you're ready and unmute.
Hey, Mike. I'm curious, what were the discussions like with Tylen about the game plan for him leading up to this? Because I understand it was kind of pre-organized. He was going to play just a half.
Well, I don't know if it was any particular time. We had just talked with him about at some point we wanted to get some of the other players in the game that were going to be there next year, and we want to protect him. There's always things in the back of your mind that happens. I'm not so sure that what took place with Miami's quarterback didn't have a little bit of effect on us. I'm not saying that we had a plan for an exact point in a game, but our goal is to bring young men in and train them, get them a degree in 3.5 or 4 years, teach them about life, and then try to do anything we can to make their life better. And obviously he's got a future that it's, very, very few people have an opportunity for. So myself and Coach Dunn were very protective of him. And we made the choice at that time to let some of the other players get in and compete. So we just didn't have to hold our breath in that situation. What Tylen has done for us is he's been unique compared to other players. I should say maybe some of the majority of the other players that are as highly regarded as him, in the standpoint that he wanted to compete throughout the season and stay with it. And that means a lot to us. And I think that's going to greatly benefit him when it comes draft day later on this spring.
Coach, our next question will come from Scott Wright of the Oklahoman. Scott, you go ahead when you're ready.
Hey, Mike, what did you see from Brennan Presley tonight?
Well, the same thing that I've seen from him the last 3 years of high school. What he has going for him is, Malcolm Rodriguez is sitting here next to me, but they have the same characteristics. They love to play football. They're unselfish. They're tough. They're athletic, and they're not scared. And that's what he is. He's just going to get better and better with experience. He actually had a pretty significant injury in the Baylor game, one that in the past has kept players on the sidelines for as few as 3 weeks and up to 4 weeks. And we actually encouraged him to maybe not play in this game based on his injury. And a week later, he just basically said, I want to play in this game. He started practicing and played. So that's what you get when you have a young man that loves to play the game and he's not scared to compete.
Coach, our next question will come from Frank Bonner of the Tulsa World. Frank, you can unmute and go ahead when you're ready.
Hey, Mike, when you look at Spencer Sanders over the last 2 years, being a starter, there are times where he showed flashes of greatness and other times where he struggled. Today, he did basically everything you would want him to do. How does a game like this be a stepping stone into next year when he's going to be a veteran and just, kind of riding that wave of today's game?
He continues to improve and get better each game. Coach Rattay's done a really good job with him. Coach Dunn puts him in a good position offensively to have success. The one area that he gained big strides in this year was his composure. His composure on the field and off the field on the sideline. If something didn't go well, his composure was really, really good. That allows a quarterback to get better, in my experience in doing this for 31 years. Quarterbacks have to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And if they lose their composure, they're not comfortable. That's where he's made his biggest strides. So if he'll continue to stay humble and work hard and train the way that he has in the offseason, then he'll continue to have success at this level.
Coach, our next question will come from Kyle Nash. Kyle, you can unmute and go ahead, and we'll have one from Nate Becken after that.
Hey, Coach, Kyle Nash, three-point conversion. You mentioned trying to get young players to step up. What can you say about Brennan Presley's performance after only having one 2020 catch on the season?
Well, Brennan loves to play football. He's unselfish. He likes to compete, and he's not scared. And we've seen that from him for 3 or 4 years in high school football. And so far it's coming true at this level for us.
Coach, our next one will come from Nate Feckin, followed by Barry Trammell. Nate, you can go ahead when you're ready.
Hey, Mike, I had 2 questions for you. One, what was the Cheez-It bath like? And 2, with everything that went on, the ups and downs of this year and then dealing with COVID, what was this season like and what's it like now that it's kind of over?
Well, the Cheez-It bath is much better than the ice cold Gatorade at my age. I can promise you that. And I was really happy for our players. This win might be as a satisfying and gratifying win for me personally, selfishly, as any that I've had in my career. Just seeing the exhilaration and enjoyment on the players' faces after the game. This was a really, really good college football game, and we beat a good football team. Miami's very talented and very athletic. I don't know if anybody had done their research, but the last 4 years, they've had 26 players that are in a draftable position for the NFL. That'll give you some kind of idea of what kind of talent and players that they have. So with everything that's gone on, when you look at what we've accomplished, you can call it like you want, but if we play the non-conference, we're sitting here, pretty good chance we're sitting here with another 10-win season with some pretty dramatic and considerable number of injuries early in the season that our players have rallied back from. And the game tonight was a really good illustration of how our team's been. Early in the game, offensively, we couldn't do anything wrong. And then in the second half, the defense went out and got 2 big stops right there in the end. The guys made plays and just found a way to win. So selfishly, for me, it's as good a win as I've had in my career.
Coach, we'll take one more from Barry Trammell, and then we will get Malcolm Rodriguez up here next. Barry, you can go ahead when you're ready.
Yeah, Mike, couple questions. Spencer in general, how'd you feel he played? And your game plan early was fascinating. Your first 15 plays were pass plays. Was that by design? That's not generally what you do or what anybody expected. What was going on there? And why did it work so well and not keep working?
Well, our game plan going in was to try to offset some of the speed and strength that they had up front in their front 6. They're really fast. Their backers run and get over the top of blocking schemes. We knew that we were going to have a few matchup problems trying to rush the football. So our goal was to try to throw the ball 25 times in the first half. Spencer did execute and play very well. The schemes that we came up with in the first half were very well designed, in my opinion. And then when we got ahead by 3 touchdowns, they got in a little bit of a desperation mode where they started pressuring pretty much every play. And that wasn't a really good matchup for us. So once they started to smell blood, they just kept going. And then we had to adjust halfway through the third period in how we wanted to attack them running the ball, and then some things we wanted to do throwing the ball based on them at some point got into a desperation. We're going to blitz every snap, and it worked out well for them. So obviously they were smart. They stayed with it.